All right. When do you guys want to go check the audio in the other room?
Is it? Yeah.
We're rolling now. You got it, Logan? You know how to switch the cameras and shit? You good? You're good? Okay, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I just gotta talk to the camera real quick. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm not in focus, dude. What is going on?
You were asking.
I am way out of focus, brother. And what is?
It looks good. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm
it's
a little low. It's a little awkward of an angle, but it's okay.
You want to touch my hair?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, we're live. We always start ridiculously. This is episode 45 now of the Detox Podcast. We're almost to a year. I'll talk to you guys about what I want to do for a year towards the end of this. But I've got two very special guests here today. Two Lakehood OGs, Teya Gaines and Cailin McCracken.
Is it showing us?
Can I show? I think it is showing you guys now. It'll always be a few seconds later on that. All right. And you guys can't look at that the whole time, or I'll make them turn it around.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm looking now. I'm looking. Kind of
okay. So yeah, I want to preface this real quick with I had a lot of people message me about this when I said you guys were gonna be on.
No. More so than usual.
And say, I would say the only one you were short of was maybe Michael Sherman, who
added me on Snapchat
I had
like
3
an hour
ads
ago.
on Snapchat.
Yeah,
by mentions, yes.
Oh wow.
I didn't add anyone.
I
don't know who
even
they
had
are.
time to view Snapchat.
So people were messaging me, and this is before I even posted on Snap because I talk to people obviously every once in a while, and they're like, people do exist, and they ask you what's going on, who's gonna be on the show next, and I was telling them that you guys were gonna be on, and they're like, oh shit, both of them? Same time?
Double the trouble.
Same time? You want to do it? It's going to be kind of loud, dude. I was like, oh, really?
It's going to be loud. It's going to be...
Hopefully, because I've only got one mic over there.
Ask both of us
that's
every
another
time
thing.
we talk.
If we sit back, we got to make sure to,
Get in there. Ben Goal said, you look great, D. Don't do that. Don't flatter me.
McKenna, I love
my
you.
hair is ridiculous. I'm so excited. Thanks, McKenna, for being excited. Okay. So, what's going on? I haven't seen you guys in forever. I know we were just kind of catching up a little bit off air.
We were. Oh, that's the problem. We got too deep. We didn't get
too deep too fast.
We can't get too deep on this.
Okay, well, we could start off with, where are we at? So, where are you at?
Oh, man.
Geographically, and also...
Geographically.
I mean, I think we're specifically the same spot. Yeah. Maybe if, we get to the end, we could do,
Are you the host?
I think she's the host today. I'm okay with that. That's what it's about.
I do that.
I think that's what Matt O'Connell told me. He said, do you not want to speak this podcast?
I
said, you know what? No. I don't need to talk as long as it's entertaining. So
yeah. We do that. I don't know if it's a bad character trait.
Well, sometimes it's either people love us or hate us.
It's gotten me
Aleda just subscribed if that makes you feel any better. So
did Aleda pop in?
I appreciate that. She's probably watching if she just subscribed.
I told her to watch. I meant to remind her. She told me I had to remind her, but I never did.
Because I was so nervous to get on here, I ended up telling a lot of people. So now more people are probably
So what is the I want to know that because I don't get to obviously have those conversations of what the perception is. So when you say dude, I'm nervous to go on detox, what does someone say back to that?
You'll be fine.
Bro, he's ugly. Get over it.
No. Well, I have this social anxiety thing. I don't know. And we've known each other for so long. And I know how committed you are to this and how this is your profession, this is your career. So I care a lot about my people, and you're one of my people. So I cared a lot. Come on,
I appreciate that. Okay.
So I get nervous. No, I was actually really excited to come on because it's not typical for some, especially from Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, to start from the ground up and build something of their own, especially because there is such a stigma around it.
People get mean a little bit.
I couldn't even imagine. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of shit for it because people just assume it's something funny. He's a SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, we know SoundCloud rapper. He has a podcast.
I was nervous for his show too. I was nervous going there. I was like,
dude, Jake has told. Maybe drunk in a couple of times, but expressed his utter fear for me beforehand. He's like, dude, everybody in my house, dude. We were so scared. Jake Raymond. He's dude, everybody in my house, man. We were excited for you, but dude, I believed in you. I'm not saying I didn't believe in you, but I was scared.
There's always a risk.
And I totally get that, dude. Especially, I told all the guys.
Show.
Yeah, and I told the guys, I was like, this is gotta be our first thing that we did like the first thing you do right, because like the first thing you do of anything is usually gonna suck.
Right.
And like
I did not feel like that.
our first song was terrible. Our first podcast, we like couldn't figure it out how to get to work. Like you always get better, you always learn, and so like that was really scary. It was like, but we practiced for 3 months every single day, and then the whole 2 weeks leading up to the show, we practiced twice a day, except for the day before we didn't practice.
I think the best thing you could have done, and you did it, was having the post video about the show.
That was dope.
I
like that one.
cried laughing.
I love that we both watched
that.
these. That's actually like really funny.
Like Jake on stage too. You couldn't have picked a better person
Oh,
to
yeah.
get JR to up on that stage.
I had to, because we actually, when I wrote, it's funny, because like it's not like it wasn't scripted. The show wasn't like scripted to a T, but it was like I knew what I was gonna say the whole time. Like it was like a stand-up comedian goes up there and it sounds like he's just talking. He knows exactly what he's gonna say. So like those like in between sections, like I had jokes already planned out. I had things already I was gonna say, and I was supposed to pick a girl for that, but
you did good.
I saw Jake and he was feeling it that night. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick my man.
He was saucy, baby.
What's up, Darren? Said Fat Johnny. Is that John? Is he tuned in? I've still got your chocolate bar, John.
I want to comment something. I don't know if she can. I mean,
if she's got an account, she's got a YouTube account, she can.
Alright.
I mean, I kind of, you forget that I MC'd, Mr. Wilmot with good old Matty O.
That would give me awful anxiety.
I don't know how I ever
I'm so
did
bad
that.
at public speaking. Fun fact.
Who was
I?
I?
Would not think so. I used to get like, yes.
Because
like
both you guys now explaining, like, because you said like you were kind of nervous to get on, you were kind of nervous.
It's
a little
facade.
Bit. It's weird because you guys are both very
The confidence is a facade for all of our deep-rooted insecurities.
It's a front. It's a front.
Well, no, I mean, I seriously used to be like, I did not care in high school. Like, I had so much confidence. I don't know where it went, but
I feel like I had a lot of confidence when I was a child, and then middle school bullied.
It broke you down. Dude, so I want to. So like, that's what That's actually interesting you say that because like obviously we went to the same middle school. Duh.
Yeah.
But like
no,
I didn't know like I never. I mean we didn't obviously like kick it every day, but I never thought like that like
no like
that you like had like shit like that go down like.
Oh my god! I just
bullied
remember.
You, yeah.
Oh my god! A few. Okay.
Oh, we can't name names.
I was literally.
You don't gotta name names.
Full name.
But I want.
I mean, you can say. I mean.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I
don't. If the podcast was bigger, you could name names without a last name, and it would be okay, dude. Every podcast. Every podcast.
It's alarm is going off.
So
the podcast is okay, but like who like at Lake? Cause like I think about it, Lakewood. Like,
I mean, I can tell you names after
each other.
Oh. People were dicks. Like,
but like what was something that like, happened?
I think like, I was mean.
Well, one guy. First of all, he commented on my like tits being small, which like fine, like, but that wasn't something that like carried me into adulthood.
Yeah.
But one thing that actually did really affect me is he told me I had a mustache, and so for literally like 3 years following that, I had severe anxiety about like plucking every hair on my face and like getting a feminine razor. And I remember I went home in 8th grade, like the day after that happened, and I was like, Alita, like, do you have anything I could like buzz my face with and like all this shit? And she was like, who bullied you? Yeah. And I was like, no one said anything, Alita. Like, I just want to do it. And she was like getting mad at me because I wouldn't tell her who like said it.
Shit like that definitely happens too much. I mean, it's, for me though, like. So I had, actually it was fucked up because it was Heather who I was like dating at the time, and so like I'll say names, I don't give a fuck.
What grade was
it? Was like 6th or 7th grade, and like,
I wasn't there.
And so like my eyebrows are obviously very thick, and so yeah, I fucking pluck my eyebrows and I get my eyebrows done. So fuck off, people.
Oh, but no, I shave this shit now.
But Heather at the time, and like, and I hope nothing but I wish nothing but the best for her. She's a good person, but like she at the time was just like. Kind of a sassy person, let's say, and would roast the fuck out of me, and like we were dating, and like she would just go in on me all the time, and like she would just tell me about how I had like the worst unibrow ever. And I'm like, dude, I'm a 6th grader or a 7th grader, like I don't even like if I put deodorant on a day, like that was like a good step forward. Like I'm learning every day.
I still forget to put on deodorant.
It's like I'm trying to figure this shit out, like, and so that I was really nervous about that. Like
they
all
say
of high
if
school.
they're mean to you, they like you.
Which is bullshit because no boys had a crush on me. Like, I'm convinced of it. Like
every boy that's been mean to me wanted to be mean to me.
Well, I think that was like another thing. I'm sure you went through this too because we have very similar personalities. But like when you're female, the quality of being like outgoing, eccentric, knowledgeable, really about anything, or just like not giving a fuck about what other people think about you. Those are admirable qualities once you hit 17. But before that, you are bullied for it, and you are
ostracized. Called a horse.
Dude.
Oh yeah, and I think like part of it is because like middle, and you can let me know about like the boys side of this, but I think like middle school boys are intimidated by the fact that you aren't intimidated by them. And so they try to bully your confidence down.
Definitely think that it's just.
High school,
I think it's like just immature. Like instead of middle school, I would just change it to like immature boys and girls. I mean, and girls in some respects, but more so boys, because I know.
I mean, I'm not innocent. I know I was mean when I was little.
Well, nobody's perfect. So like I don't hold grudges for that stuff, but it is like when it's. Like you were saying, like how it is like such a good trait now, right? And people admire it now. You get random. I don't know if you've ever had this, but like I've gotten random messages from people on like Instagram and stuff like that, of people I haven't spoken to since high school. Mm-hmm. But I was like nice to them a couple of times, and they were just dicks to me or whatever. And they're like, dude, I really respect you doing like what you know you rapping and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like. You were with the group of guys like making fun of me for wearing glasses, like fake glasses one day because I thought it was cool. Like it wasn't cool, but like
I remember
it wasn't that fashion.
I didn't need 20 people to fucking roast me, dude, for the rest of the year. Like I was like, so, and I don't hold it, like I'm not holding a grudge after once high school's over. It's like whatever. Grudges. What kind of what's grudge worthy? What's worth holding a grudge?
Being called a horse.
That's fair.
Like 2 years.
Yeah, I would hold a grudge.
But you know it was weird by the people that were doing that to you, and some of them I know, and some of them like I know like maybe a different side of them than like you might know. But
I've gotten some apologies.
But like some of them, like I just didn't. It was weird that they were like weirdly close to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys were all in the same group.
Yeah. That's why it lasts. Yeah, like the kid who told me I had a mustache, like fuck him. Like I don't think about it. But like things that my friends have said to me are things that really like carry. Or like
people you like thought were your friends and like, do shit like.
Granted, remember like we didn't care what people thought, so like I continued it because I was like, yeah, I'm a horse, like whatever, I don't care, blah blah blah. So like can't just put on them when I was acting like it was a joke too. Yeah. Then go home and cry.
I think it's weird how like when you start off, or I guess like when you are very outgoing or whatever, and like you don't care about what people think. As a kid, that shows, and like you don't care, you have no insecurities, whatever, and then it's like bullied down at the. It's like a U-shaped curve. Then it's bullied down to zero confidence. That yes, I think, but I mean like generally speaking.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, like you're bullied down to zero confidence and like 100% insecurities, and then it's a work in progress to get back to like your natural state of being a confident.
100%.
Because like you might not. Like volumetrically be as quiet, like you're still very loud, but your insecurities are very prevalent. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes
sense.
Actually,
like, I'm not like even asking for like pity in any way, but I like what you just said is something that I've kind of been like going through very recently. Yeah. Like people were really big dicks, and I shouldn't say everybody because I had good friends in high school, but like I also had good friends that were not my friends the whole time, and like so like shit like that. And then once I found out, it was really hard for a little bit, and like you just do exactly what you guys are talking about. Like you put on, it's not a front, but it's like I don't give a fuck, and like you like push it so hard that I feel like then people quit, they stop doing it, and then like you sit back and you're like, wait, do I actually have that? Did I? Yeah. Wow, like did that fuck me up in some way?
Yeah.
And like,
and it's almost like you overcompensate in some ways.
Certain aspects for sure. It's weird, but with like. And okay, so you were talking about middle school bullies, and I know there was a kid. I won't say his name because I'm sure he's hopefully not doing this sort of thing anymore. But do you remember Matt? Do you remember Matt? I don't want to say his last name because he's a nice kid, and he actually
in our grade.
Yeah. He supports the show.
Oh, Matt.
He's a really good guy. You know he works at Ace. He works at Ace in town.
Yes, I know. Yes,
really great guy, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure he remembers this because I think that's why we still talk when I do see him. But there was this time where I'm not a very physically imposing guy, and I was even less so then. Mm-hmm. And this was in like 7th or 8th grade, and this other guy who was bigger than both of us was just picking on him, and he was not like a more like popular guy, I guess, because you do have popular kids in grade school.
Yeah.
He was like I think he was a dick, and no one talked to him really, and like, but no one like outwardly hated this guy either, and he was beating the shit out of Matt Boyd in the bathroom, like, oh, I don't know why I just said his last name.
Physically?
No, he was flipping his glasses, because like I think he had like the bungee thing that day or something for like we were running a mile or something, and he was just pulling his glasses and like flicking him in the head,
Was this your 8th grade year?
7th grade, I think. 7th or 8th grade.
Because I kind of remember hearing about this.
And he was pushing him, and he was pushing him in the wall, and he was just messing with it. And I was taking a piss, and I was like, dude, like, stop. Like, what are you doing? And this is not me trying to sound like the greatest guy in the world, but I was literally like, just stop. And he was like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, it's Matt, whatever. And he's talking shit. And I'm like,
does the name start with a T?
No, it starts with a J. And it's not someone that I was friends with, so that helps narrow it down.
Oh, that totally does.
Because that was the one that told me I had a mustache.
Oh, that's fair.
Why.
That's fair. He was really like started pushing him harder and like doing, and I'm again not very strong, but all I did was then walk over to him and I just pushed him into the wall and just punched him a couple of times, like not hard, like chest shots. I was not gonna punch somebody in the face at school. I'm not an idiot. I'm not trying to get in trouble, right? So I punched him a couple of times, and he stops, and I never spoke to him ever again. But I've since then spoken to Matt, and like, I don't know. I think like more people need to do things similar to that. You don't have to beat somebody else's bully up, but like just like let that other person know that like, yo, like you're right for thinking that this guy is a dick. Like he is a dick. Because like I think a lot of people like we think that like our bully, like or the people not necessarily a bully, but like the people that talk shit to us or you know are calling us a horse or whatever are in our friend group and literally talking shit about like you think that those people are right and that like you need to address things and like I think that
that's why didn't anybody say something
and like other people could have you know and not that they need to but it's really hard to like tell yourself like yo that person is wrong not me.
It's crazy how much easier it is when you're older though because like that
really
would be
is.
something so I mean physically you probably would have like actually punched that guy in the face like
well, he would have
like
if it was now he would have got hurt really bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
So, but like when you're in grade school like even you confronting him in your head you like probably question it a little bit because it takes maturity and like also empathy like you have to understand like the shoes of another person and
all the kids that were getting made fun of in grade school and in high school liked all the same things that I did that are now pop culture and now all of my friends love anime and love all this stupid I love those things and never spoke about them because of the kids that did and the way they got treated. And so like that shit is mad annoying. Fuck everybody that loves Dragon Ball Z right now, including these guys behind the mic behind the shit. Logan liked it. Tim and John thought it was lame.
Pat?
I'm just kidding. Pat's still asleep in the other room.
Oh
no, I'm just kidding. It's everybody. It's
life.
everybody. Pat
just keeps getting
literally.
taller.
That is what Tim was saying before the podcast was that
Patrick
Tim's parents only they remember you.
I know what you're saying.
Your defining moment.
Did you guys date?
As Patrick's hot.
Patrick's
so hot.
Patrick's hot.
Oh god.
No, I said that.
No comment.
Probably for a full 1 hour bus ride, like on our way to a field trip. I have a full diary about Patrick.
I'm so confused.
So how did that work?
Was that fake? Were
Well,
you
it
faking
didn't.
it?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how does
How am I gay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Very much
Darren,
so.
I
How
don't
are
want
you
to
gay?
say it.
How in the fuck did that switcheroo happen?
Yeah, how did that?
Because I asked Delaney Brown about that because she was with Quentin's little brother while Quentin and Andy were dating, which is really weird in the first spot.
Oh.
And I used to joke with Quentin about that all the time. But and I asked her about that, and then like she kind of glazed over the answer, like didn't really give me a straight answer.
It is like
so like what is it like that? How does that happen? Like you can understand that is like weird for someone else to understand that like you're.
Well, I think like because it is very like deep.
Potato.
I know that.
You guys keep going. I'm just.
Sorry.
Tell me. I'm just gonna check the stream right now.
I'm listening.
Sure
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm present.
I think like
because this is. I want an answer.
No,
to this
yeah,
question.
because I think that a lot of people, I would say like most gay people, go through that where they do develop feelings for somebody of the opposite sex despite actually being gay. And I think a big part of it is that sexuality in general is a lot more fluid than you or I know. And honestly, and I'm not saying like I'm not questioning your sexuality or the fact that you're straight, But I truly do think that if you were brought up in a society that was more open to, or maybe not more open to, but taught you that it was normal to also date men,
yes,
you would have developed feelings for a man over the course of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason you haven't developed feelings for a man, and like I truly believe this, and I think that yes, there are some people who are super straight and super gay, but I think that like
that's a true statement.
Assigning like calling someone straight, saying they're only attracted to the opposite sex is like saying that there's a sexuality for only liking brown hair. Because if you think about sex, it is a like it's a phenotype. Like it's literally your junk. Like that's all. I mean, yes, there are like chromosomes technically, but we're not gonna get it. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like in general, it is just what you are physically attracted to in another human.
Right.
And so to put this,
like I think girls are beautiful. Like
you probably want to fuck one.
Shit.
I mean, like
love my boyfriend.
No, but like,
oh shit, we're breaking stuff. No, it's okay. It just tightens on the side there. You're good.
Okay.
I'll have someone.
But yeah, I think like part of the reason.
Run a speed test real quick. While we're doing that, you keep going. I want to know what the fuck is up.
And
with
then
the
I think like gay people who identify as gay have just been more inclined to explore that half of them because it was such a strong inclination.
So, like, how do you think that how were you personally? Because obviously we can't speak for everybody. How were you personally?
How was I attracted?
Like, when did you,
I think that I was romantically attracted to Patrick. And, no, like, for real. And I think, like, Jack Faber, like, we talked about it to this day.
Yeah.
Jack, like, I
thought you guys loved each other.
They do.
And I had a couple classes
We tried to love each other. Like, that was...
So can you...
I didn't know about that.
So can you love somebody...
I mean, like, I'm not going to speak for Jack, but, like, we never, like...
What do you mean, can you love somebody
So you say that you love him, you're probably going to want to fix that. Camera's fucked up now. You smacked it with the thing.